No one saw this coming, not Elon Musk, not Wall Street, not the trillion-dollar electric vehicle industry. But somewhere deep inside Honda's secretive R&D labs, it just happened. Something that wasn't supposed to leak. Something that could wipe out the very foundation of EV dominance overnight. No press conference, no flashy reveal, just a quiet demonstration behind closed doors in Tochigi, Japan. A single prototype, no full electric drivetrain, no plug-in charging, no range anxiety, just a self-generating hybrid system. And within 48 hours, the shockwave had already begun. $17 billion in EV stock value gone. Tesla staggered. Rivian plunged. Panasonic went red, because what Honda's CEO allegedly unveiled isn't just a new engine, it's a direct threat to everything the electric revolution was built on. Not superchargers, no dependency on grid infrastructure, not rare earth metals, just a lightweight, high-efficiency hybrid unit that charges itself as it drives. No range limits, no lithium mines, no overloaded power grids, just a closed-loop system that rewrites every rule. Sources inside the room described the moment as surreal. One executive stood in stunned silence. Another broke decades of protocol and applauded for 6 minutes straight. And for Japan's famously stoic boardrooms, that's not excitement, that's a seismic event. Because if this tech is real and early leaks say it is, then the future doesn't belong to batteries. It belongs to hybrid autonomy. So before this gets buried, before the lobbyists scramble to shut it down, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay with us. Because what you're about to hear may be the beginning of the end for electric cars. Forget everything you thought you knew about hybrids. This isn't the Insight 2. That car used dual motors, a small battery, and basic regenerative braking. It was efficient, yes, but limited by outdated architecture. This new engine isn't that. This is self-charging hybrid combustion. Honda has figured out how to create a closed-loop hybrid engine that generates its own electric power through high-efficiency combustion without ever needing to plug in. The result? A roaring high-performance drivetrain that delivers extended range, instant torque, and zero dependency on charging stations. But here's the truly radical part. The engine doesn't rely on external charging. It eliminates it. Using a proprietary multi-phase energy converter and a dual-mode thermoelectric feedback system, the vehicle converts excess engine heat and kinetic energy into usable electrical current in real time. That's right, while driving, you fuel it with standard petrol, and the hybrid system recycles and amplifies energy that would normally be lost to heat and friction. How efficient is it? Around 5 liters per 100 kilometers, with the electric assist cutting fuel consumption by over 40%. No range anxiety, no overloaded power grids, no dependency on lithium, just pure mechanical electrical synergy. And yes, Honda says it works in extreme climates. From desert highways to sub-zero mountain road. No need for fast chargers or smart home units. You could theoretically drive across continents without ever stopping to plug in. So, why haven't we heard about this until now? Because this engine is not new. In fact, Honda started building it 17 years ago under a top-secret program called Project HX Prime. The idea was sparked in 2008, right as the world's focus shifted to lithium-ion EVs. Honda was already a pioneer in hybrid systems, but they saw something others missed: the coming infrastructure choke of full electrification. So they began working in silence on a next-gen hybrid platform, one that didn't rely on superchargers, mining, or foreign supply chains. By 2012, Project HX Prime had working prototype, but suddenly it vanished. No press release, no funeral, no leaks, just silence. Insiders claim it wasn't technical failure that killed it, it was pressure. Pressure from oil giants, EV lobbyists, and even rival automakers deeply invested in battery tech. EV startups were gaining momentum, and a hybrid breakthrough like this would have threatened too many supply contracts and regulatory deals. So Honda shelved it. The engineers were reassigned many to the more politically palatable Clarity fuel cell project. Hydrogen fuel cells were seen as safer, more manageable, easier to regulate, easier to control. But the world changed. By 2024, headlines were filled with EV battery fires, power grids buckled under charging demand, lithium mining scandals erupted across Africa and South America, and suddenly, Honda's board saw something they hadn't seen in a decade: an opportunity. Project HX Prime was revived in early 2025, and this time they weren't starting from scratch. They dug up the prototype's 3 vehicles locked away in a temperature-controlled vault in Tochigi Prefecture. But the world changed. By 2024, headlines were filled with EV battery fires. Power grids buckled under charging demand. Lithium mining scandals erupted across Africa and South America. And suddenly, Honda's board saw something they hadn't seen in a decade: an opportunity. Project HX Prime was revived in early 2025, and this time they weren't starting from scratch. They dug up the prototype's 3 vehicles locked away in a temperature-controlled vault in Tochigi Prefecture. Updated with modern components, the new testbed hit the road within 5 months. And what it delivered shocked even the engineers who built it. The vehicle accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds faster than the Civic EH-EV, and on par with many EVs. Its top speed? 180 kilometers per hour, with no torque drop on uphill climbs. Fuel efficiency a jaw-dropping 760 kilometers on a single tank, with no external charging, no plug-in port, and no grid dependency. And the refueling process? No high-voltage charger, no range calculator, just a quick pump stop under 3 minutes. Unlike EVs, you don't need to wait hours for a recharge. There's no range anxiety, no battery degradation over time. Even more shocking, maintenance is simpler than on a gasoline engine. Honda's engineers claim wear and tear rates are 42% lower than comparable combustion engines. Why? Because the hybrid engine runs cooler, cleaner, and regenerates power through precision-tuned internal feedback systems. No deep cycling, no lithium stress fractures, no dependence on ultra-pure battery chemistries. What started as a buried science project from the 2000s may now be the biggest existential threat the EV industry has ever faced. And what happens next could send shockwaves through every carmaker, miner, and battery startup on Earth. Because the moment this hits mass production, everything changes. And as of now, Honda has already begun internal testing on multiple production-ready variants. No one was ready for the tremor Honda sent through the electric vehicle world, not even Tesla. Because if what's inside this engine is real, then the entire EV supply chain, the lifeline of a trillion-dollar industry, just got hit by a silent, invisible tsunami.
The electric future didn't just creep in, it hit like a lightning bolt. Governments jumped in big time. They started tossing out tax breaks, cash bonuses, and all sorts of goodies to get people to ditch their gas guzzlers. Some countries even said, hey, in 10 or 15 years, petrol and diesel cars are done, banned. EVs got a huge high five from the worldwide push to tackle climate change. Suddenly, going electric wasn't just trendy, it was the new normal everyone was chasing. And EVs, they've leveled up. Batteries last longer, charging's quicker, and once people stopped giggling at the idea of a quiet car, they started lining up to snag one.